Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I'm your manifestation coach. All the information from me is below. I'm truly unlike any other coach on the internet, and the more I look at other coaches, because sometimes I'm curious what other people are doing, the more I'm coming not in an egotistical or self-congratulatory way. It's not self-congratulatory to say that I'm doing something different because I wanted to do something different that wasn't anywhere out there. My coaching is primarily through audio exchange between myself and my clients. My packages do include phone calls, and I do have also a package that is phone calls primarily, which I record with your permission because I keep extensive notes that I take down by hand. And the reason I do that is because I'm old school, that's first. And for me, it just, that's how I remember things a lot better rather than writing it down on my phone or my computer. And it gives me the liberty to take notes in my own way. Very precise system I have. And so most coaches on the internet, they have packages that basically instruct you to do their course on your own. And I have one of those. However, even that is interactive enough that I offer up to 2 hours on the phone with me if you have any questions about my coaching. Essentially, how I'm different is that you get to interact with me on a consistent basis. You record an audio to me, which has to be 20-minute max. Reason for that is that it takes me an hour, 2 hours to go through it, take my notes, and then record a reply back. I need to replay it several times. I work with people all over the world and, different people, different accents until I really get used to how you speak and this and that. It takes me longer sometimes. Other people who I've worked with for a long time, it takes me less time, but essentially it has to be 20-minute max for that reason at a time, okay? At a time. I have to stress this because some people in my coaching have sent me like several or like maybe 15 audios at a time, but all of them were like up to 20 minutes and they thought they were doing a great job. But that is just not, it's inhumane to ask of me to go through these things like so much, nor is it the premise of my coaching. The idea is to interact, like I said, on a consistent basis. And that's outside phone calls, that's a lot of support for somebody who just wants to change their life. Now, I have different packages on my website. Like I said, the link is below. I usually recommend at least a month, depending on your situation. But I find more and more that it has to be 2 to 3 months in my coaching. Okay, so come prepared to spend at least 2 to 3 months if you really want to do things right. Because I am very thorough, just like I mentioned, even with my notes, with hearing your audios. I really take my time with everybody. I don't just give you some stupid course for $49.95 and say, okay, here it is. Have a nice day. I don't want to know anything about you. No, I want to know everything about you. I'm on another level. Okay, there are also coaches who charge like triple what I charge, and they see you only for an hour a week. If that, maybe 2 hours, but that's not the kind of work I do. Okay. In addition to that, you always have access to me via email, of course. If you need to quickly ask me something, most clients get my cell phone number. I just ask that you're respectful at the times that, you reach out to me and not to ask for me to reply to you right away. If I'm available, I will answer right away for the text or this and that. But don't, in other words, don't be reliant upon, relying on me to answer you right away. It's not going to happen because I've got many different clients, all right? Please sign the agreement that is attached to every single one of my packages on my website upon booking. Even if you book through Cash App, let's say, still please email me and say I've booked, and I will send you the agreement, and please sign, date it, scan it, and send it back to me. It's merely a precaution so that you understand where I'm coming from. I'm a very direct coach. I have very direct personality. Sometimes I curse in my coaching. I allow for you to curse as well. I think it's a part of normal life, quite frankly. The fee is non-refundable. You don't get to text me and bombard me with emails, this and that I'm not a psychiatrist or psychologist of any kind. I'm a coach. So it's pretty, self-explanatory, but I require that you sign the agreement and send it back to me. If you have any questions, please email me. My email is directly below, which I prefer. Some people reach out to me through my website, but just email is, more direct, and we can start the conversation. I always start with a phone call. When you book any of my packages, it's included. And then, I record it with your permission, and then we'll go from there. All right. Also, if you need to book a seminar for up to 10 people, that's up to 5 hours of my time, basically going through the entirety of my coaching. You get to ask questions. We can do it via Zoom, or if you're in New York, I prefer that, it's local for now. And if you're not in New York, we can also talk about that, but we need to, correspond via email and figure that out. And there's also a course for somebody who wants to become a coach. But all the information is below. Let me know if you have any questions. I was just watching this video on YouTube, parenthesis here, the other day. And it's really, I don't know. I find most coaches out there being pretty sterile. It's either they're regurgitating somebody else's teachings, or they're trying so hard to teach people to manifest fast. And that's a lot of pressure. First of all, it's like how you can do it overnight, or how you can do it in 3 steps, and this and that. I can honestly understand why a lot of people come to my coaching extremely frustrated after trying these kinds of coaches, even if, they require a substantial amount of money, because the idea is not to be in a rush. The idea is to get to know yourself, who's manifesting, to go through yourself, essentially, because everything else is kind of covered under that umbrella, because you're the one who is in charge. So while you're trying so hard to jump hoops through somebody else's coaching or videos, I feel really bad for people. Seriously, I do. This is why I'm making these audios for everybody out there, because again, like I said, that's a lot of pressure, and that's not even what is necessary. What is necessary is to get to know yourself. It's what is bothering you. What kind of fears are you having? What kind of beliefs are you harboring till this day based on your experience? And you know what? I've gotten to know so many people through my coaching. Nobody's perfect. Sure, some people have it slightly easier than the other, but, everybody's got their story. Everybody's got their, situation that they had to go through, which is why they've been affected by beliefs that are not true. And so the idea is not to keep watching these videos, and please do, if that's your thing. I mean, do it. I don't care, because sometimes people ask me in coaching, like, have you watched this coach and that coach and the other coach? And I'm like, no, but I guess I should check it out since you mention it. And I'm never really impressed, because they always try to make you feel like something's wrong with you, and that's not the idea. Okay, if somebody was to, if I was to watch these videos, I would fucking go nuts. First of all, I would feel so depressed, and I would feel like really truly demoralized. the idea is that nothing is wrong with you. You've been through experiences. There is that. But you know what? So has everybody. I've had my share of experiences as well. But I know how to help other people overcome it. And this is why I do it. So the idea is to really take care of yourself first and then worry about manifestations, because, or not worry at all, actually. Let me correct myself, because once you figure out how you created the past or how you manifested things in the past, it becomes extraordinarily easy. It's all I want to say. But like I said, different people, different scenarios, and everybody's different. And for some people, it takes longer, and that's, you know what? Everybody's different, like I said, and that's fine. Okay. The subject of today is how to dominate your SP with energy work. Okay, and before some people go apeshit on me, meaning how to control your reproduction of your consciousness through energy work. It's the same exact thing. Okay. I'm only saying this for people who want to gain control of their manifestation. So yes, you have to dominate your creations, otherwise they dominate you. And that's no fucking fun. No fun at all. Trust me when I say it to you. I've experienced it in my life in the past. Many of my clients have experienced it. Dominating your creation simply means that you're in control. That you're in control, as you should be. Now, I'll explain in detail, or at least I'll try to, what is energy work, okay? A truly enlightened, I don't really like that word, but that's the word that came to mind. Enlightened manifester, a master manifester, knows that they manifest through energy. Emotions, energy are the most powerful, potent way to manifest, to create different versions of people, to create different outcomes. And of course, I have to include this: once you do the work on yourself, then you are really empowered to do this work. It's impossible to really create on a level that I'm talking about in this audio video without having done the work on yourself. It's just not going to happen. I'm not going to tell you this is just going to be hunky-dory, easy peasy. No, I'm not into these kinds of like hoopla, do it overnight things, because it's just not true. All right. So the first comes the work on yourself, because only having done the work on yourself do you know when you are in the energy that you don't prefer and what energy feels like in the first place. Right? For a lot of empaths, with most of the people that I coach are empaths, they know more or less, what it really means, how it feels when there's weird energy in the room, or their intuition telling them something and this and that. They don't always listen to it. There is that. But if you become so much attuned to who you are and what your energy feels like, you will be able to detect any single time that something is, first of all, against you or not like you, or creating this energy and flipping this energy on purpose. Does that make sense? Detecting energy and then creating your own energy, posing your own energy onto your 3D. Okay, I'm going to elaborate, like I said, to the best of my ability, so bear with me. In other words, no matter what happened with your SP, you can turn it around mentally. This is not based on 3D at all. This is not something that you chase. This is for amateurs. You don't chase even energetically. You don't beg. None of that is necessary. You, having done the work on yourself, you sit in the middle of your universe and conduct this orchestra of energies in your mind. How do you do it? You produce an outcome, whether that's through meditation or through deliberate intention, sitting quietly and observing what it is that you want to create, because all parallel realities are present at this moment in time. And so the outcome that you wish to produce of any kind of situation, now it doesn't really have to be SP, it could be anything, it could be money, it could be anything under the sun, right? And you observe the reality in your mind of what it is you want to produce. And you do it mentally. And you give this creation your energy, your power. You infuse it, some people create with color. I certainly do. You infuse it with color. You infuse it with a feeling. Colors have feelings for me. Don't know about you, but I already spoke about that. But you're going in to this creation with the perfect understanding that, number one, there's no other creator in the room, and never has been, other than you. Despite all the circumstances that you grew up in, the circumstances that, happened before, you're still the most magnificent creator in the room. You're the only creator in the room. You not being aware of it, or you being mistreated by other people, has nothing to do with what is happening now. You've learned a bunch of lessons along the way. And perhaps the lesson was just that you're the only one who can create the outcome that you want. Because certainly those people don't have their shit together. But once you position yourself to be the ruler of the universe, everybody gets their shit together right away. Trust me, I know this from my experience. I know this from experiences of others in my coaching who really downloaded this information and started manifesting on purpose, intentionally. It's never your business to pay attention to what's going on in the 3D. It really isn't. We can discuss it in my coaching. There's that. We do it extensively, simply because, not because I'm nosy, but because I would like to understand the kind of person you are, the kind of creator you have been up until today, so that I can reconfigure your engine, so to speak, reconfigure your blueprints, okay? So don't give away the energy to the circumstance you don't prefer. By doing that, you're keeping the circumstance that you don't prefer alive. Once you take away your energy, you take away the energy from fears of what might happen, or what somebody else out there is doing, or if there's a third party involved, favorite subject of everybody under the sun in the fucking internet world, which I kind of don't like, because it gives more energy to a subject that nobody prefers. We could just call it circumstance you don't prefer, okay? A creation, because you created this, all right? But once you realize where your energy went in the first place, that you're the energy magician, now you stop trying to play out your worst nightmare and you create your fairy tale. It's a switch you have to flip. You stop working against yourself. You stop scaring yourself with the blueprint that you had before. The fears exist for protection, but based on your previous blueprints. Because they're informing you, if you go this way, slightly this way, you're violating the blueprint of the past. Well, fucking violate it. Go for it, my darling. Because that blueprint doesn't serve you anyway. So what the fuck are you doing not violating it? Try something different. Entirely. And you know what? The programming is so stubborn. Fighting or violating your old program is uncomfortable. And you will feel it in your body as something extraneous. It will literally be like some people will experience anxiety that something is wrong, it's too good to be true, la 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 la, all this bullshit. Which is why I primary aspect of my coaching is reconfiguring the blueprint. But stop attributing importance to anyone or anything else. Just start deciding. Be delusional. This is the power of being a master manifester. And I say this in a lot of my audios/videos. Delusion has a very negative connotation, because some people say, well, what do you want me to say? To ignore all this shit that I've created? Yes. After you process the emotions behind them, after you've made peace with them and forgave all the people and this and any other, which I go through through my coaching with everybody extensively, you should just say, it doesn't matter. This was just a creation. And by being delusional, I really mean if something else is going on right now in your life, it really doesn't matter. It doesn't mean jack. It doesn't. Because if you can control your world through the energy work, through your energy work, and you become a true magician of circumstances, of your energy, because your energy is all there is in the universe, right? Your energy is the one that dominates the universe throughout. This is not like a overblown statement. This is not imaginary. This is not exaggeration or hyperbole of any kind, my darling. No, this is actually what happens. Your energy is in everything. It's in everything. It creates your surroundings. I mean, literally, in quantum physics, it's been proven, for those of you 3D oriented folks, it's the walls that you're surrounded by. It's the street that you walk in. Every time you look outside the window and then you turn around, what you see in the window disappears. It's all made of your energy. It's a 360 bubble. Somebody commented one time on my channel. I really loved that comment. It is a 360 bubble. It's all your energy in the first place. So wouldn't you say it's of utmost importance to persevere in the direction of your energy? What do you feel like? What is it that you feel like right now? And let's just adjust it just a little bit or a lot through meditation, through concentrating on the wish that you really want to have. Because like I said, it's all existing right now. Because you're the only one in the room that needs convincing. Everybody else can disagree with you, and you're going to be like, no, I'm the only one who needs to be convinced of what I want to create. This is why you see throughout history these people who dared to do something and nobody agreed with them and this and that. Everybody thought they were crazy. Inventors, business people, artists, numerous examples where everybody thought they were nuts until they really didn't think they were. And all of a sudden, they were an overnight, quote-unquote, success, a billionaire, a successful artist, a genius, and everybody applauds the genius at the end of the day. But it took one, quote-unquote, crazy person to convince themselves of their own truth. And then the world followed. And that's exactly what you need to do in your energy work. The kind of energy you send out to your outcomes like SP, your money, your house, your career, people you interact with is everything. If I teach you nothing else on this channel, download this, because this is what I really wanted to say. Energy is eternal, and you source energy from ideas. And it goes like this. What kind of energy do I want to fuse this desire of mine with? And this, as simplistic as it sounds, helped me in my own life in such a way that I'm lost for words. I can't even describe it. The energy that goes out of you towards that manifestation is everything. In other words, if you infuse it with love, with excitement, love and excitement fuels that desire. If you infuse it with annoyance, with complaints, with frustration, with disappointment, that's what's coming back to you. This is very simplistically put, but it goes much deeper than that, right? This energy is stationary because you keep feeding it. You keep feeling this way about this desire. The more intense the desire, the more intense the energy, the faster the desire is coming to you. And again, like I said, for me, energy has colors. Like I see all my clients in colors. I know their colors. I guess I'm reading their auras from without even ever seeing their face in some cases. Everything is energy. And energy is vibration of the kind of emotions that you put into your creations. That's all there is to it. That really is, I told you it's simplistic, but it's just, that's the most powerful thing that I can teach you probably. And so, in other words, you can take a matter right now in your life that's completely not functioning to your liking, and you can fuse it with emotion, with that energy, telepathically. Some people use hands. I certainly use hands, like writing down my own scripts and everything, and instruct other people to do it in my coaching. But it has to do with the energy that comes out of you and feeds that creation. Because you are that powerful, you can literally uncreate that dysfunction in your life and create something beautiful instead in that very situation, in that relationship, whatever it is right now. And I can certainly teach you more, but like I said, I'm trying to verbalize what I have to say here. There's a profound difference between a person who has complete confidence in their manifestational power and the person who still thinks that 3D is real. And if you think 3D is real, you don't know things like how energy works, how energy is so much more powerful than anything under the sun. Because the 3D is just 3D. It's kind of like, it's dull, quite frankly. It's yesterday's newspaper. And so people paying attention to 3D really do themselves a tremendous disservice, rather than paying attention to what kind of energy is coming out of them now. You can imagine a situation. There is that, the visualization, all of these techniques, like imagination and scripting, excuse me, and affirmations and all of this stuff is definitely powerful. Except if you don't have the energy accompanying it, the energy that feeds your creation, you're working with nothing. In the same way, if you've got the energy and you never wrote down a single word and you kind of know what you're creating because it feels so good, you can create miracles. Now, I always recommend writing things down because it makes it precise and more detail-oriented about what it is you prefer. But I'm just saying, if you've got the scripts and you don't have the energy, but you have the energy and you don't have the scripts, the person with the energy and no scripts is way more powerful. In other words, if your energy towards, first of all, within yourself and within your desires is that of being in accord with yourself, with what it is you want to create, and it feels good and you know what it looks like. But it's more important, and my ear is ringing now. That is so funny. I'm getting a download. The energy is a feeling that you direct towards your desire. That's what basically energy means. And visualization of that energy produces magical results. There we go. I found the words. And when you sit in meditation, my meditation, style is very different from most people. And the way I teach meditation, say you have to be intentional about an outcome, right? It's creation. You're creating it with your intention. And intention is ever so powerful. And so you never question what's going to happen. In the next hour, in the next week, in the next month, whatever it is, you don't question it because you're creating it in your mind. You create it mentally with your energy. And so nobody in the room but you, and the room can be the fucking universe basically, has any more power than you. Your SP included. So if you wanted to produce a certain different result within them, certain kind of different thoughts, I swear I could give a seminar on this, and it's never like enough for me to talk, but I don't want to like make these audios too long. It's never that, first of all, it's never that the result is final. You can always turn it around. But the way to dominate your SP through your energy work is just that. You think of your desired preferred outcome through your feelings, through your intentions. Visualization and imagination definitely helps, like I said, but you're mentally commanding them. You're mentally instructing them through your powerful intention of saying, this is how it's going to be, and that's it. This is the only version I accept. This is what I just created. And then keep going back into that world, that parallel reality in which that outcome already exists, and you will be unstoppable. All right? If you want to book my coaching, all the information is below. If you have any questions, happy to answer them by email. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you later. Ciao, ciao.